Hey beautiful soul, welcome back to another video here on my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Natalie and this is Be a Free Spirit. The focus of this channel is to bring awareness to the self to guide you through ascension. So I focus only on self-development, self-love, self-awareness, self-growth, everything and anything to do with the self. So today's reading is soul lessons that you're currently learning for the rest of 2021. So I have already done a reading like this, and I'll link it up in the cards, but I felt called because I think 2021 in general is a very potent time. There's a lot of people awakening during this time, and a lot of the soul is starting to come forward, and I see it so much in the way that at least around me, but even in general, how society is changing. Like, it's a very interesting conversation, but a lot is shifting in so many areas. And so it's such an energetic, fast-paced time right now. So I think it's important to really understand what you came here to learn during this time, because we all have a soul contract. We all decided to come to this planet with our specific families, with our body, with everything, like all, the circumstances that we face, all of it is part of a soul contract to learn. And again, we have multiple experiences usually on Earth, so multiple lifetimes, and we're here to learn amazing lessons as a soul and help progress the human consciousness. And so this is kind of just a check-in, really, to kind of see what other lessons are currently being learned, because if you resonated with that video and watched it when it was released, this could be like updated energy. So you're just gonna have to use your intuition here and let it guide you. But I felt called to really dig into this even more, and I think with the next couple months being fall and people really kind of starting to hibernate, right, as far as energy goes, and kind of doing that shadow work, and this is a good time to kind of see what your soul is reaching for, right? What lessons are being learned right now, so you can kind of be aware of what you can let go of. This will kind of give you more awareness into your alignment, if that makes sense. So a little bit of a long intro, but yeah, I kind of just wanted to give you a little bit of background on the reading. So before we get into the reading, I have launched personal readings, and I have spots open currently. So I do a monthly special every month. So for August, there's only a few days left. So if you guys are still interested in booking the August special, it's 4 cards for $22, and it's just kind of reading your current energy. So it'll give you just fast and effective guidance. So if that's something you're interested in, I would definitely recommend jumping on that. In September, I'll offer a new special. So I have some ideas, but if you guys are really interested in something, let me know. But I also offer live and recorded readings. So it's really something for everyone, really just depending on what you're looking for and what type of guidance you're looking for. So you can book all of that through my website down below. And I look forward to reading for some of you. It's been really fun to do that so far. So, all right, anyways, let's get into the disclaimers. So as usual, this is a message for the collective, okay? So this is gonna be pretty specific, so just use your intuition. And if you're not guided to this reading, that's okay. There's plenty of other readings on my channel. Just listen to what your intuition is telling you, and if this is the right reading for you at this time. And as the messages are being laid out, using your intuition to make sure and decipher what messages are meant for you to hear, okay? All right, so let's jump into a close-up of the decks, and then we'll get straight into the reading. All right, here we have a close-up of the decks. This is pile 1. This is rose quartz. This is pile 2. This is amethyst. This is pile 3. This is garnet. And this is pile 4. This is angel aura. All right, so as usual, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys 30 seconds to meditate with those piles, and then we'll jump straight into the reading. Alright, hopefully that gave you guys a moment to meditate with those piles. Timestamps are listed down below for your group. Hi Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Hope you're doing so well today. So excited to do this reading for you, so let's not waste any time and jump straight into it. So we have just all the cards basically just going to tell you everything to do with the soul lessons that you're currently learning for the rest of 2021, okay? And then we'll pull one of these cards live, and then we'll pull a question from Spirit, a journal prompt. Let's jump straight into it and see what lessons you're currently learning. Okay, we have activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. Listening to your intuition is what I'm getting. I think as you've been awakening, this year, I think you've really been learning to listen to more of your intuition and more, you've kind of learned to discern. It seems like from your ego or from other voices of the human, psyche, the human personality. And so now you're kind of trusting to listen to your intuition. And maybe you've even, seen some kind of examples already unfold in your life of the power of listening to your intuition. Or you've been maybe listening to speakers who talk about the power of intuition. I don't know why I'm getting that for some of you, but you're just doing a lot of intentional focus on listening to where you're being led. Even if you're not quite sure, what you're being led to, you don't know the end result, you're just kind of following along for the ride. And then we have, you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness, face your true north. Yes. Yeah, exactly. I think you are starting to kind of just accept who your soul is, right? And what you've chosen to come down here on earth, right? During this incarnation, you've chosen to be exactly how you are. And so it's something that is meant to serve you. It's something that is meant to help and heal others as well. And so just trust where you're being led by you basically standing in your authenticity. And again, that just means honoring who you are completely. And that's every part of you. It's not just your soul, right? It's accepting parts of your human construct as well, okay? Acceptance. I think that's a big theme that you're really learning, is learning to come and accept the whole part of the human experience and you as a soul having a human experience. Let's keep going and see what lessons you're learning. Surrender now. Yeah, look at that. Boom, that moss spirit. Yeah, really, I mean, it's trusting that intuition, right? So you're learning to just trust spirit. You're learning to trust something that is unknown, because I think you have that feeling of, but something about it feels right. Something about it feels reassuring. And so keep remembering to surrender to where you're being led to, even if you don't know the destination. That's part of the beauty of it, is you just go willingly being like, okay, I'm ready to experience all these mysteries that are going to unfold one by one by me standing in my authentic energy, by me surrendering to my authentic energy, right? As well as surrendering to the universe. Wow. Okay, we also have the Artist in reverse. Okay. The Queen of Swords in reverse. And the Two of Swords in reverse. Yeah, see, I knew I caught the ego or like different parts of the human construct, because swords always kind of symbolize the mental, right? Some of the mental mind. It always kind of seems like kind of barriers or just kind of not calmness. It's just kind of always faster energy. And so with the Queen of Swords and the Two of Swords being in reverse, again, I think it's this overcoming these mental constructs, especially with the Queen of Swords, right? Maybe you were in a certain way most of your life, right? Maybe you didn't show emotions, or again, you didn't stand in who you truly are, and you were kind of forced to be this person that made you unhappy. And so it's like you're just unprogramming a lot of mental things. And that's a huge lesson of kind of, because I think part of the hard part of coming and reincarnating as a soul in a human world is there's just so much ever changing, right? And there's so much evolving happening that a lot of souls don't even remember who they are, right? They don't even awaken during many lifetimes, during many incarnations. And so it's like a lot of people are kind of defaulted to this and stuck to this until their soul awakens, until it was meant to be for them. And so it's like you're just leaving a lot of kind of this biological monkey brain, just, you know, a lot of some of the human constructs that is not part of an elevated consciousness is being kind of left, you know, in the dust. And it's going to be something that you can really walk away from in 2021. So that's really cool. And so it's like with the Artist in reverse, I think Spirit is kind of reminding you to remember your power to manifest your reality. You are the artist. And so it's like as you're moving away from these human constructs, the idea of like manifestation, especially kind of in today's age, right, where it's so thrown around, it can feel confusing and hard to really figure that out. But it's part of that journey, right? Of just learning how to manifest your reality and what different methods make you feel like you're in that energy, right? Put you in that alignment. Because really that's just the goal, is to put you in the alignment of what you're wanting to manifest. And so Spirit is just saying it's in reverse because you haven't really tapped into this power yet. And I think this is a soul lesson that, you know, you really are going to be learning. Maybe this hasn't quite happened yet, and you're going to be getting a lot more inspiration the next couple months. But yeah, that's what I'm getting with the Artist. So this is beautiful so far, group one, because you're really just, a lot of this is just awakening and moving away from, again, some of these human constructs, which I just really, I love to see this. This is just beautiful. We also have Athusia, Sun Goddess. I probably said that wrong. Lift off. I open my senses to feel delicious pleasure and passion. Definitely like with this red, right? There's like lots of root and sacral chakra ignition. Yeah, I think that would be right. Ignition going on. That doesn't sound right for some reason, and that would make sense because again, like you're stepping into your power of kind of feeling secure with that root chakra, right? Feeling secure enough to surrender to the universe, to surrender to something unknown, and then you're ignited because you're leaving past things that don't serve you because you've accepted your true energy. Your energy is basically like lifting off, right? Your soul is taking off. It seems like you're just in this really great like frequency. It's a very just high frequency of coming into your personal power. Wow. Then we also have magic prayer. Yeah, there you go. Because magic prayer is really just understanding that your words create your reality. Your thoughts and your words create your reality. So whatever you're speaking is coming into existence. Whatever you're thinking is coming to existence. So when you're setting intentions of what you want your life to look like when you're becoming the artist, use that power of your intention, of your voice, right? You can create that vision board, whatever it is, but there's power to your intention and power to your words and thoughts. And so it's just remembering that this is what creates your reality. So if you don't like what you currently see, all you have to do is shift your energy towards something different. And then we have I remember, soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Oof. Yeah, again, like I set the intention to pull specifically from everybody's soul contract on why it's so essential for everybody to be focusing on the soul lessons that they're learning during this really potent time. And so you're remembering, more of your soul. You're remembering more of who you are, and coming into, again, like this human construct. When I said that earlier of like kind of multiple reincarnations, I think I'm speaking from your energy, because this card is kind of like the fated life versus destiny life. So meaning like, I think you've had a ton of reincarnations where you've learned a lot of lessons. And this was finally the reincarnation. And that I think is the case for so many souls, that this was the reincarnation for a lot of people to awaken. And so you're remembering your soul. Wow. And you're remembering to kind of let go of the human constructs where you didn't know any different in past incarnations, if that makes sense. Okay, and then we have protect your dreams. You are the guardian of your precious dreams, and they are safe in your care. Keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. So this could be, the dreams that you have for yourself. And I find this card really interesting because it's kind of like coming into your authentic power, and that power is just amplified. And it's going to help so many people. And so it's like protecting maybe some of the ideas or dreams that you have until it's time. And you'll know when it's time, right, to release some of these ideas. This also could be, though, protecting your dreams at nighttime, right? Because again, maybe with the incarnations that you've done, or being connected to your soul, or being like, connected to those realms more deeply, you travel in the realms during your sleeping, right? During sleeping. And so that could be important too, is protecting your dreams, right? Protecting yourself before you go to sleep, setting the intention of what is allowed to come to you and what's not, right? So I think that could be an important message for some of you. And then this last card is kind of like a word of encouragement from your higher self, from your spiritual team on this journey, right? For the rest of 2021, the lessons that you're learning. We have balance. I have countless opportunities each day to create balance. Yeah, see, like the opportunity to create, the artist, right? Again, the artist in reverse. I think Spirit is just kind of saying here, like, here's the lessons you're learning, but here's, I think, where you need to surrender a little bit more, is realizing that you have the ability to create your reality. Does it happen overnight? No. And this is, where manifestation, I think, gets so mixed up in our modern culture. So, it's really just kind of listening to your intuition and being patient with the alignment of everything, and just allowing things to unfold. And so just putting that out into the universe, kind of surrendering to, okay, I'm in alignment and acceptance of whenever this is meant to happen for me. Okay, so lastly, we're gonna pull one of these little oracle cards. These always have just such great information, always hit on the head for me. So okay, so Spirit, last card for group number 1. What are they currently learning with their soul missions for the rest of 2021? What soul lessons? Anything else you would like them to know? One last card. Those two. Okay, took a minute, but that's okay. Okay, so we have internal explorer. When we stop looking outside ourselves and surrender to a soft inner focus, we have access to unlimited information and resources. When we stop thinking with the glass ceiling of our intellect, we have access to multidimensional wisdom from the collective consciousness. Everything is there within you, waiting for expression. You're invited to explore the state of flow. You are infinitely amazing being who can access collective consciousness, especially when you surrender some control to the greater process or get out of your own way. You have the permission you felt you needed. Go within and explore the wonderful gifts that are waiting for you. I told you guys, these cards always hit it on the freaking head. Okay, so exactly. It's everything about what we've talked about. Surrender to something bigger. Surrender to your ability to create amazing things, okay? It's going within to say, what do I want to paint for my life? You have an empty canvas, so what is it that you want to paint? Don't rely on intellect about how is this gonna happen. No, just allow yourself to dream, okay? Because Spirit is definitely pushing you to do so. Okay, so lastly, let's just pull a journal prompt. So you can answer this in whatever way you feel called. You can written, video, audio journal, whatever you feel called. All right, one question for group number 1. Thank you. All right, and we have, what am I looking for? I would say that fits in pretty perfectly. So that might be actually a perfect place to start this process because I can understand that when you go to manifest something, it could be like, I don't even really know what I want, right? And so I think that's where Spirit wants you to start, is really just, so I hope you guys enjoyed your reading. Please leave me a like and a comment down below what your thoughts are on this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hey Pile 2, welcome to your reading, beautiful amethyst. Okay. So before we jump into it, just want to give you a little bit of a lowdown. So I kept it pretty open for Spirit and your spiritual team. So this is going to be the lessons that you're currently learning for the rest of 2021. Okay, the soul lessons. And then I'll pull one of these cards live, and then a question card, a journal prompt at the end. So let's jump straight into it and see what soul lessons you're currently learning for the rest of 2021. All right, we have share your voice, come out of the cave, expression. Yeah, I think you're learning how to accept, I think, the messages that you have to share. You specifically, that throat chakra, you're meant to share a lot of messages, your words, your writing, your speech, like whatever you have to share, it's gonna come through your voice in some format. And again, that can be in tons of different formats. It can be written, right? It can be actually presenting. It could be YouTube, right? Like tons of ways, but you have messages to share through your voice. And so Spirit is saying, it's time to share that voice, right? And I think you've been really learning that this year. You've been kind of coming out of your cave kind of slowly. It seems like it's been a slow process, which has been exactly as it needs to. It's been in alignment. And so you've been kind of slowly coming out and feeling and speaking more, or doing whatever sharing your voice is here for you. But this is something that you've been really working on, and it's going to be important because your voice is a very strong strength for you. It's a gift. The way that you heal people with your words and however you share it is, wow, yeah, that's beautiful. And then we have leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. I think why I caught the slow energy specifically with this card is because I think there is a sense of kind of taking your time and not really wanting to push yourself out of your comfort zone, which I completely understand what that feels like. And this is kind of like Spirit has given me this message very recently. So it's kind of a reminder for me. But take a leap, right? And so it's like, everything has happened as it's needed to in alignment, but it's time to kind of start pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Spirit wants you to kind of push yourself and take these different leaps of faith. And it doesn't mean that you have to do something drastic. I think the idea here is, how can you push yourself outside of your comfort zone without pushing yourself to a limit? Does that make sense? I think that's really important, because that came through in that sense. So just take one leap of faith, because what it will do is it will reassure you to continue to take leaps of faith. And that's something that I think is very important for your soul lesson for the rest of 2021, is kind of trusting that you can do these things, and that when you do take those leaps of faith, maybe not everything is going to go perfect every time, but you're going to enjoy every experience of it. And that's kind of the point, is experiencing more of life as well as sharing your gifts. Wow, that's very specific. I love that. Okay, we also have your life is a canvas, artist manifestation, creative accountability. So you're stepping out of the cave, right? As you're kind of stepping more into your soul, right? Because I think this is kind of current energy, and I mean, this is just really interesting, but this is what's coming through, and it's like Spirit wants you to take a leap of faith, right? So this is kind of energy that you're going to be attempting, if you so choose, right, for the rest of 2021. But your life is a canvas, and manifestation is something that Spirit wants you to focus more on, right? It's going to be part of what you're learning more of, what your soul, kind of remembering what your soul is capable of, what you're capable of as an infinite being. And so these are things that you're just awakening to during the rest of 2021. Wow, interesting. Okay. We also have Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter. Yes, I think another soul lesson that you've really been learning is how to kind of let go of what doesn't serve you. And that can be energetically, physically, emotionally, like really anything. So that can be however that resonates with you, and it can really hit all of those or one, right? But clearing out things to make space is a lesson that you've really been learning this year. And why that's so important is because making space and having empty space available puts you in a state of awareness. So you're able to make conscious and aware decisions, and that's soul-based, right? You'll be able to hear the intuition a lot more clearly when you're in a state of awareness. So that's a lesson you're really learning. And then we also have the Eight of Wands, the Six of Wands, wow, and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, yeah, see, like with the Wands cards, like what I'm getting is, again, it's all about taking kind of one step forward. And what I'm getting with this Wands card, like with just the image specifically, I'm just kind of going off the intuition here, is, remember how I was kind of talking about taking small leaps of faith. So what this card is kind of, it's reaffirming that message for me, where it's one kind of stick at a time, one wand at a time, and then they all line up to be, look at how many steps you've taken. And then you can kind of look back and be like, wow, it's a lot of wands. Versus if you tried to have like this giant, just one wand, right? But now you have these kind of layers of experiences and, you know, time, and it's just about not jumping in head first and feeling overwhelmed, where then you have to crash and now kind of re-pick yourself back up, right? That's just kind of the message I've been getting along this reading. And so it's like with the Six of Wands, taking those small leaps of faith is really about building your, I think why this is so important for your soul lesson is because you're kind of learning this lesson of acceptance, of accepting that you have something really big to give to people, that you're here to heal people and help people with your voice. And that could be hard, you know, for you to accept, but you're really starting to accept this more and more. And so I think why it's kind of being pushed to have these small victories and these small leaps of faith is so you can kind of build that, like basically that confirmation for yourself. So that's really interesting because it's like, yeah, maybe your mental mind is still having kind of that, like the ego is like, yeah, right, like we can't like, why do we think we're so special? Like, so I think, you know, because that was part of like your soul contract, this was kind of made really apparent that it's important to take these kind of small leaps of faith to build up kind of this rapport. Plus, that could also be an alignment for other parts of your soul mission that you're not even aware of, right? So, wow, this is really interesting. Just like really in detail, like I get exactly what is happening for you and what you're learning. So that's amazing. I just love how Spirit is kind of, I mean, this is you too, right? Your higher self is kind of aware of like how your human psyche works. You have the awareness of understanding that. And so taking kind of smaller steps is part of your alignment to help kind of ease that kind of ego, right? And to help kind of lift up the soul into a higher position. So interesting. So with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, I think it's because you're going to be coming more into your power over the next couple months or this could already be occurring as well for some of you. It just really depends. So use your intuition, but manifestation, right? Creating what you want to see in your life. And so with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, you've kind of been, like I said, kind of in this slow, almost like transformative energy though. This is almost like a cocoon, right? And so now that you're starting to emerge out of that in 2021, like this is in reverse because now there's some work to do on what do you want to fill that space, right? You're going to start sharing your voice. It's going to put you in your alignment. And so what do you want your life to look like? Your soul will help guide you to what is in your alignment and what you desire. Wow. So these are like the lessons you're learning. Let's keep going. We have Maya, the ancient grandmother. Teacher, I am the teacher that leads with self-knowledge. Yeah, you see, this is all about having a really deep sense of self-awareness. I think that could have something to do with how sharing your voice is your experience of self-growth, of going through the journey of taking leaps of faith, of walking away from things that don't serve you, clearing out clutter, like kind of all these things that you're learning. Those could be experiences that you're meant to share with your voice, because again, since you're doing it in such small baby steps, it puts you in this greater state of being present and really aware to what's happening. And so you could, I think that's probably a confirmation for most of you, is you're meant to be like a teacher with your voice. And again, that doesn't mean that's only through speaking. That can be through so many mediums. But you're meant to share your experiences, what you're going through, what you're learning. You're meant to share this. So you're learning kind of like, again, like this self-knowledge, just step by step. So just allow it to unfold. And I think that's why everything happened as slowly as it did, because you have also just kind of been in, again, like this caterpillar to butterfly moment, right? Really just kind of going within, going into the hermit mode and really just figuring out what is in your alignment. This has all been part of the soul lessons that you're learning, is finding what is in your alignment and what's not. And kind of, I think, learning how to take these leaps of faith in a way that feels comfortable to you. Wow, this is so cool. All right. We also have commitment. Yeah, see, commitment to, remember how we talked about kind of maybe a fear, right, of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone earlier. And so this is kind of that commitment to yourself, and even like commitment to spirit, right? Because you made a commitment to come here during this point in time to help raise the human collective. And so you made that commitment, but it's also making the commitment to yourself to fulfill your highest alignment, because it's going to bring you the greatest joy, abundance, and clarity, everything, right? And so it's remembering that you're making this commitment, and that's the lesson that you're learning, is just continuing to listen to what your intuition is telling you to do, kind of listening to that inner guidance system. And then we have a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. Yeah, see, exactly. You're that could be more of a confirmation that you are so meant to share your experiences, to share your voice in some way, to help heal others, to help awaken others, okay, to help others. That's what you're like here to do. Help create this new world, and it's happening right now as you're watching this. And so just follow your alignment, follow those steps. You don't need to take any drastic steps. I think that's why, again, it's so important that you're learning the lesson of just taking small leaps of faith, because you do have such a big vision and you do have a lot of things to share, and it may feel overwhelming. And so it's like that was put in alignment to take baby steps to prepare you for these greater things that you're going to share and do. And I just want to put that there because I feel like those really go together. Oh, so beautiful. Okay, and then we have ask for help. Angels are celestial beings who will protect everyone, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. Yes, so if you're feeling unclear, if you're feeling unsure, if you're feeling how can I take this leap of faith, if you feel like you need direction, Spirit is saying ask your angels for help, okay? Ask Spirit for help. Ask for this direction, and that will come to you. And be open and don't have an expectation of how it's going to come to you. Just say I need you, Spirit, to help guide me on whatever you're feeling stuck on. But apparently that's definitely a message. So now the final card is kind of just a words of encouragement of the soul lessons that you're learning. So we have abundance. I attract abundance into my life each day from all the possibilities. Yeah, see, I just talked about that, right? Like abundance when you're in your highest alignment, when you choose to kind of take these leaps of faith, to push yourself out of your comfort zone, to make this space, you will be abundant, and this will not be in reverse. This is abundance, right? This is pulling that fruit of the labor, but you have to accept it, right? So I think where the energy seems to be for the most of you who chose this pile is a lot of you are still like in the cave right now, right? And so it's time to come out of the cave, and that's kind of the lesson that I think is starting, and that's why you're at this video, right? This is kind of that push and that confirmation that now is the time to step out of the cave, and now is the time to act on those visions or those ideas or those downloads that you've been having. And you chose the amethyst, so we're talking about third eye chakra here. So I think you've been getting a lot of intuition downloads about what you need to share, about how you're going to share, but now's the time. So that's just really interesting. I just felt called to kind of point out, kind of what's coming next, because I think this is kind of the trajectory of like the next couple months for the rest of the year, right? Is really starting to manifest what you want for your life and taking those small leaps of faith. I love this. Okay, let's pull one more card. This will kind of close out the reading with, it's always just so on point. So it'll just be kind of the last message from Spirit on your soul, like what you're learning, the soul lessons. So one card, Spirit. Last card for group number 2 on the soul lessons they're currently learning for 2021. Thank you. Okay. We have endless opportunities. It's wonderful to have the freedom to choose. However, sometimes indecision can be almost suffocating. So get into your body and let your gut feeling guide the way. You have options and opportunities, and you may not have realized it. The universe wants to give you what you want. It's all there. So reach out wholeheartedly and choose it. While you sit on the fence, your experiences are diluted or confusing. We live in a time of choices. Sometimes reason and limitation direct our choices, and we feel unlimited as a result. Choose life from a place of heart, compassion, and integrity, and you won't go wrong. Couldn't fit more perfectly into this reading, right? I think that really sums up exactly what we're talking about. And I kind of laughed because it says I attract abundance into my life each day from all possibilities. Endless opportunities, all possibilities, like the same kind of energy here of again, being in your alignment is going to bring more things that you don't see. And so it is what I was kind of, detecting is that I think a lot of you, as the card said, are kind of still in this cave, and it's time to really step out and accept something greater, right? Take that leap of faith. Okay. Lastly, let's get a journal prompt from Spirit. And again, you can answer this question however you like, written, audio or video journal, or just think about it. But this is going to be a question for your soul mission, or for your soul lessons. I mean, soul mission too. All right, so one question for group number 2 around the soul lessons. Thank you. Okay. What can I let go of? So there could be, some things that are still holding you guys back, and that's why, this kind of fear of not wanting to come out of the cave. So yeah, that's definitely going to be for you to explore with Spirit. So, wow. So this is currently the soul lessons that you're learning for the rest of 2021. So I would love to hear from you down below and what your thoughts are about this, and what you're thinking. And I just want to say, like, personally, I can really relate to your energy, because this is kind of what I have been going through. I've been kind of stuck in the cave wanting to do this YouTube channel and kind of start this self-development business for such a long time. And I just kind of know what it's like to be afraid to take these leaps of faith. And that's why I just started with the YouTube channel and just didn't really have a vision outside of that. And I'm just kind of slowly adding on things as they come into my alignment. So I just know personally how this feels. So I just want to give you kind of that heartwarming, I guess, reach out. I don't know. And just say I understand what you're going through. So I can say from personal experience, just taking baby steps, taking those baby leaps of faith will help build that self-confidence and that self-awareness of what you're here to do, because you're obviously here to do something really big. Okay, so I just wanted to say that. But I'm sending you guys so much love and light your way, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hey Pile 3, welcome to your reading, beautiful Garnet. Okay, so just to give you guys a reminder, so this is pretty open, so I just left it open to whatever Spirit wanted to say about the lessons that you're going to be learning for the rest of 2021. And then we'll pull one final card live, and then a journal prompt from Spirit. So let's jump straight into it. Okay, we have Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. I think exactly that, right? I think that's like the most important lesson right now that your soul is kind of learning during 2021, is kind of learning to lay these foundations that allow you to feel grounded, secure, and comforted. We also have the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Yeah, you've really learned that whatever happens is within your alignment, because we have divine plan here, right? So everything that happens is not happening because of karma, or because you're a bad person, or because of anything like that. It's all happening for you. There's a lesson that's meant to come out of that, and you've really learned that this year. Your soul has kind of learned, okay, and it's basically remembered, right? Because your soul already knew this. It's remembering that things that are happening during this human experience are all learning, are all knowledge, are here to enhance your experience. Wow. And then we had the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Yes, exactly. See, you're kind of learning to surrender to the universe and just kind of accept. And so I think what has really happened for you during 2021 is you've been able to kind of lay like the seed of lay the foundation of trusting your intuition, trusting spirit. And I think you're still in this process of really, coming into that higher self, right? And having the higher self step into the direct awareness, the conscious. but you're being initiated in divine alignment. So just trust how everything is unfolding for you is exactly how it needs to be. And so that's the lesson that you're learning, right? And remembering is I just trust I'm flowing with the universe and I'm loving how everything comes in my alignment. Beautiful. We also have Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. You're learning to be, I think this is kind of learning to collaborate with spirit, right? Again, I think there was maybe a hesitation throughout maybe previous incarnations or, before you really got into your spiritual awakening where your human constructs, right, were very like against anything spiritual or just didn't believe in stuff like that, right? Like that's kind of what I'm getting. But now there's kind of this collaborative relationship that you've had to learn over, this year. And remember, right, I have to be in a collaborative relationship with spirit, because again, when we're constantly manifesting, right? But when you are wanting to direct things in your life, it's you put the order into spirit and spirit delivers, right? And so there's this duality always of us and spirit, right? We're always connected. And so I think this is exactly what you've been learning, is this balance of accepting spirit and collaborating and being in balance with spirit, which is really beautiful. And then we have the Five of Cups. Yeah. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. We have the King of Swords. And we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, so I was getting this earlier when I was kind of talking about, I feel like maybe and I think this might be just for a few of you or a majority of you though with these cards, because with the Five of Cups, I think for a majority of you, maybe you grew up in religion and it really was a negative experience that left you feeling empty a lot of the time, because it's almost like you were taught ways to speak to spirit, to believe in spirit, and so it's like so you always felt like you were giving a lot, it seems like, but never feeling like it felt true, when really the truth was behind you all along, because it's not in a book, it's inside, right? And so with the Three of Cups in reverse, it's like this is kind of the energy of spirituality. It's all about connection. It's realizing that we're all connected, no matter what God you believe in versus what God I believe in. It's about just accepting everybody, because the only truth is your own truth. And so I think that's, again, like kind of that lesson that you've had to learn this year of kind of stepping away from some of the old constructs that were nailed into you about spirituality or about a God or a higher power, and you just had to learn to kind of walk away from those constructs that didn't make you feel good. Because with the King of Swords, like it was kind of like it seems like it was like a religion, or it was a belief that was just so, it's that traditional power mindset that religions that were meant to be beautiful and inviting to people became overtaken by power hungry, egotistical, driven humans, right? And so that's the thing, is like the King of Swords, it's like it was stuck in these certain constructs. This is the truth. Nothing outside of this is the truth. And this is just very specific, but that's really what I'm getting. And so it's like you've kind of again learned to come back to your truth, to your soul, to your own beliefs, to what you feel like is correct. And so why I think that this is here is like this ever unfolding rose, is because I think there is a lot of constructs that have to be broken down. I know what it's like to grow up in a very strict religion, so I can understand the pain of having to unprogram a lot of those belief systems. And so that could be why that card is here too, because kind of remembering all this unprogramming is happening for you, not to you, right? To put you in the energy of connection, of the truth, of love, of beauty, of joy, of acceptance, of everything that spirituality truly is. Okay, let's keep going. We have 22, the Holy Child Starseed. I am a divine child of the universe. Yes, see, coming back to your soul, and it's almost like coming back to your inner child in a way for you. Again, like I think there's a lot of healing that had to be done with the inner child and the beliefs of what a God is, or what spirit is, or this higher power or a soul. It just seems like you've really had to basically get rid of all of the belief system that you had around soul and all of this stuff. And so you've kind of come back to that inner child and healed those wounds. And so this is kind of the energy of remembering that you're a divine soul, right? A divine being who is here to do amazing things. And this is the lessons that you're learning. It's more about, like, again, it's lessons that you're learning, but it's really just truths that you're remembering, I guess should be more of the title, because like that's the thing, is like this is all of your truth, but we're just remembering it, right? But it's still things that we're learning along the way. And then we also have One Ring Circus, learning how to be independent, right? Learning to listen to your intuition, maybe not being reliant, again, on what others taught you is the truth. Oh, I totally forgot about this. Four of Pentacles here. I think this is all about the alignment. This is all about when you're following your truth, you feel safe, you feel secure. Okay, because Pentacles are kind of all about security. It's not always money. And so that's what I'm getting here, is this is a much different energy. Okay, this is kind of that balance that's really been going throughout this energy, or this this reading. You know, this is kind of how maybe you felt most of your life, about spirit, about soul, about purpose, about connection, whatever it is for you. And then you're coming into this energy of feeling safe, of feeling secure, of feeling abundant, of feeling joy. It's just a completely different mindset. Wow. Yeah, so learning to be independent, right? Learning to step away from these beliefs that weren't really your own truths. You were just told to believe them. And so you've set out on your own to remember your truths, to remember the truth. And then we have You Got Love, codependency, boundaries. Yeah, exactly. See, you've had to learn to put up boundaries. Maybe your family or your friends are still maybe involved in this religion or this belief, and that can be hard, but you've kind of learned to put up the boundaries of saying, it's okay that you believe something different than me. That doesn't mean that we still can't love each other and be together because we believe something different. That's okay. We're all operating still out of love, right? And so I think this is what you're learning, or you're going to come to learn in the next couple of months, right? Beautiful. And then we have Light. The Fairy Queen of Light comes to shed love and light onto your current situation and remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. Yeah, so you have kind of light and love, like kind of energy here, right? But it really is just, especially if you've come from a lot of this unprogramming, it can feel really hard to see the light in things. And I think that's where the belief has come from, where you've had to work really hard on believing in something that maybe otherwise you were like, there could be no God, because this is all terrible. The trauma that you've had to endure, like for a while, maybe you're like, why is this happening to me, right? And then now you've kind of learned and remembered, no, this is happening for me to pull me away from this. Okay, so remembering that the light will always shine in the dark, right? And so you're coming now into, coming back to this initiation card, like you're coming out of this dark cave, which is this old limiting belief, right? And I think this has already happened, but you're being initiated back into your truth, back into who you truly are. I love that. Okay, so this last card is just a word of encouragement on these soul lessons. We have flexibility. I live each day of my life with flexibility, allowing the universe to open the doors of opportunity. when you're in that state of kind of just knowing that everything is happening within your alignment, then things start to unfold. And it seems like things are going to start unfolding, right? Divine plan, things are unfolding, things are happening for you, not to you, right? And so being kind of flexible, and this is really what you've been doing, is learning how to collaborate with spirit. You're learning how to be flow, right? How to be in a state of flow, how to be flexible with whatever's happening so that you can just be in a state of peace and a state of calm and a state of awareness. Beautiful. All right, let's get one final card. This deck is always on point, so I am excited to get this last message for you guys. All right, Spirit. One final message for group number 3 around the soul lessons that they're currently learning for the rest of 2021. What do they need to know? What needs to be heard? Thank you. Okay, we have Earth Star Chakra. Oh my gosh. Okay. Earth Star Chakra initiation. You are standing at a gateway into the unknown with trust in your heart, ancient remembering in your soul, and inner illumination to light your way. You have access to the seed of creation, the spark of existence, and the codes that hold the blueprints of who and what we are. This place is clear and grounded, despite moving through multidimensional realms and being able to bridge worlds while functioning into physical reality. The higher you reach for the divine and the realms of spirit, the more important it is to anchor deeply into earth. I mean, that's just crazy for a lot of things, right? Again, initiation, and you are standing at the gateway into the unknown with trust in your heart, ancient remembering in your soul, an inner illumination guiding the way. Like, it's kind of that exact image, right? Of you are moving through a very important part of your alignment right now, of your ascension. And so I think another lesson that you're going to be learning is how important it is to keep yourself grounded. And grounded is in that state of awareness, in that state of flow, flexibility, in that state of awareness, okay, acceptance. And so you're really going to be learning how to keep yourself in that energy because it's important for your soul mission and this existence for you, right? This incarnation. Okay, let's get a journal prompt for you. All right, and you can answer this however you want, journal, video, audio, written, or you can just think about it however you feel called. All right, Spirit, one question for group number 3. What do you need them to ponder on regarding? Thank you. Okay, we have, what am I attracted to? What am I attracted to? I think this is kind of helping you, with this initiation. This is kind of helping you see, okay, what is it that I want to fill this empty space that is starting to clear out for you? What are you wanting to see shift in your life? Okay, Spirit really wants you to explore that with them. So this is your reading group number 3. This is really beautiful. So definitely leave me a like and a comment and let me know what you guys think of this. And I'm sending so much love and light your way, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Hey Pile 4, welcome to your reading. I hope you're doing so well today. Angel Aura. So before we get into it, just want to give you a reminder that I left this pretty open to spirit. So whatever you need to know about the soul lessons you're learning for the rest of 2021, you will know with these cards, and then we'll pull a final card live, and then I also have a journal prompt for you as well. So let's jump straight into it and see what the answers are here. Okay, we have Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Perspective, none of this matters, zoom out. And Keepers of Earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand but beside you. Okay, so I think the biggest lesson that you're learning for the rest of 2021 is to kind of zoom out and look at something from a bigger perspective. I think there's something that I think you're feeling called to, but maybe you've been struggling with, because I think this is either energy that maybe some of you guys have already learned, or I think some of you may also be in the process of learning this, or you will learn this during the next couple of months of 2021. So just kind of take it as it resonates, but just kind of really zooming out and stepping out of like the ego base of how is this gonna happen, how, why, what, like kind of just stepping out of that and being like, okay, what is my deepest calling, regardless of what I need? Because this card like came out, I think, more as a message of your ancient ancestors are standing behind you. So it's more, I think, of a breath, right? Like being like, whew, like weight off your shoulders of knowing that you're not doing this alone. And so when you're zooming out and you're kind of looking at a bigger picture, it's like, okay, you know that you don't have to worry about how or when or what, like that's spirit's job. The only thing you have to do is like, well, I guess you have to worry about what you want, but they do like how you're gonna get it, right? And when and all of that. And so you don't need to worry about anything but what it is. What's the deepest calling? What is it that you desire? And so this is the lesson that you're really learning for the rest of 2021. We also have, well, Spirit, trust in the great mystery. Learning to just kind of trust, right? When you don't have the rational steps, the map, right, to everything. And that, I think that's where a lot of you have felt stuck maybe, is, but how am I gonna do this, right? And again, this is kind of the lesson that you're remembering, is just kind of trusting things unfold as they need to. Wow. And then we have the Six of Swords in reverse. Yeah. The Hermit in reverse. The Two of Wands. And the Nine of Wands. Okay, yeah, so the Six of Swords in reverse, you know, I think that's why I think for some of you, I don't think this has happened yet, because the Six of Swords is kind of about walking away from like old energies, or it could even be stuck in that same energy. But with it being in reverse, and you know, with the swords in the boat here, it's like, I think don't hold on to, you know, again, how is this going to happen? Because that's a mental construct of the ego doesn't need to, you don't need to know those things. The soul knows that everything is happening as it needs to, and everything is going to be beautiful exactly as it is, you know? And so I think it's kind of, because the Hermit in reverse, I think for some of you, you've already kind of done that internal work of realizing that there's this deeper calling, but it's just kind of remembering kind of this lesson of, again, kind of stepping away when the ego wants to step in and question about how this is going to happen, right? So I think those are why those are in reverse for sure. And with the Two of Wands and the Nine of Wands, it's defending, right? It's defending that vision that you have, this whatever calling that you're having, this vision that you're having, this deeper desire. There's just something empowering that you're thinking about, but you just don't feel like how or why me or when or whatever the case is. But you're kind of learning to just let everything happen, especially with the Two of Wands, right? You're standing within this passion, this belief, but you're patiently waiting for it to come forward, defending your idea, knowing this is your truth, knowing this is what you want, and then just allowing it to unfold as it needs to. This is a great lesson for sure. And then we have 39, the Medicine Woman, heal. I nurture and nourish my body, mind, and soul. Yeah, so I think, you know, you kind of are learning how to discern when you need to pay attention to your energy healing or when your body needs to be healed. I think because you've just been starting to listen to your intuition more, you're learning how to focus on what is within your alignment and what's not. And again, that's this deep calling that you've been getting. You've been hearing it pretty loud, which is why you're here, right? And why you chose this pile. And so it's like now is the time to kind of allow it to unfold without any expectations and know that everything is happening within your divine alignment. Wishing well. Yeah, see, you're making the wish, right? All you're doing is say, Spirit, I want to, whatever it is for you, right? Like, I couldn't even think of anything because it could be endless opportunity or endless things, right? But whatever it is that you're kind of a deeper calling that you have, like, Spirit, I really want to be an artist or whatever, right? Like, you're the one putting the wish into the well. And then Spirit is taking that wish and granting it. So all you have to do is know what you want to wish for and then do it, right? And so you're kind of just remembering and learning that how kind of that law of attraction, the manifestation works of working with Spirit in divine alignment, divine orchestration. Jump in, adventure, say yes to change. Zooming out and getting a different perspective. And you know, with the Hermit in reverse as well, this also could be an indicator that some of you guys are going to be taking a hermit mode over the next few months as a way to gain this lesson of looking at things from a different perspective. So kind of take it that as it resonates, but I just got that for some of you because there's an eye, like an eye in this picture, right? An eyeball. And so it kind of made me just think about going within, right? So jumping in, so maybe going inside and looking for something new to change, right? What can I change in my life that is more in alignment with this calling that I'm feeling so pulled to, right? How can you start saying yes to changes in energy that support this calling? It could be baby steps. It's not that you have to like just give up everything and change your life or whatever the case is, right? But how can you start saying yes to change? This is gonna be what you're learning. And then we have fairy spotting. It's time to go fairy spotting. It's said that seeing is believing, but in fact, the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. Okay, so I think take it as it resonates. For some of you, it could be working with fairies, right? And working with those spirits. That's going to be something you're learning about, that connection that you have, because there is a lot of earth cards here, right? A lot of earth energy. And so it could be that connection with earth. But I think for maybe the majority of you guys, it's more about that notion that believing is seeing. So again, wishing well, manifesting, all you have to do is believe, put yourself in the alignment of what you're asking for. It's kind of like being a kid at Christmas, right? Like if you celebrate Christmas or if you celebrate any of these other holidays, it's like, you know, you wish for something and then you're so excited to get it, right? You keep dreaming about it and you keep thinking about it. And see, that's what manifestation is you're putting yourself in the energy of what it would be like to have it, having it constantly in your mind, right? Keep wishing for it, because when you believe it, then it comes into your reality. Manifestation doesn't work where it's like, well, I just want to see $5,000 in my account, so just prove it to me. If you don't believe that can happen, or again, like if you question how it's going to happen, then you're micromanaging the universe and slowing down that manifestation, right? So this is all things that you're going to be learning. And so this is kind of that awareness of, wow, because maybe some of you have already learned this and you're like, I didn't even know that was like a huge lesson, but it was. All right, and then a final message. So this is just kind of a word of encouragement during the rest of this 2021 soul remembrance, basically. We have hope. I am filled each day with hope, knowing that tomorrow is a new day and anything is possible. Yes, learning to be hopeful, learning to believe that there's something better and bigger out there. Okay, this is beautiful. Yeah, you're learning a lot of beautiful and powerful things for sure. All right, let's get one more card from this deck. This deck is always on point. All right, Spirit, last message for group number 4. What do they need to know in regards to the soul lessons they're learning for the rest of 2021? Okay. We have home. Our way home to oneness. and to the truest parts of our infinite selves. It's to know ourselves beyond the socialized matrix of mind-constructed reality. When all sense of flighty survival drops away, a deep sigh radiates from the safe space within, where you can ground dreams into realities. Deep heart-based presence is a direct portal home. Align with your temple space. You have dreams, visions, and you may yearn for different realms, but it is when we are fully present in our bodies that we can actualize ideas and make a difference. Be grounded, find your home. The deeper our roots, the higher we can reach into the heavens. Goes so perfectly with what we've been talking about here, right? And you know, we kind of talked about kind of grounding, you know, how I was kind of talking about that with fairy spotting, and I said there's some earth energy here, and so that can be important. Is a lesson that you're going to be learning is keeping your energy grounded, because again, when you're in this kind of state of flow, in the state of being grounded, in the state of just going with the universe, kind of flowing with what's happening and not, again, kind of what we've been talking about, it puts you in a state of awareness, right? And of being able to just kind of see things clearly. And that's what the biggest lesson I think you're learning is kind of learning. And I think that's why that perspective card was here, right? Learning to kind of follow this deepest calling without any expectations on how it's going to happen, when, so on and so forth, like we've talked about. And so it's coming home back to the intention, because it all comes from love, right? And it all comes from a greater place. And so it's just remembering that and keeping yourself grounded so you can continue to be within your alignment. So it's the biggest lesson that you're going to be learning. Damn. All right, now let's get a journal prompt from Spirit, just kind of regarding the situation, what else you need to know for the rest of 2021. All right, what question do you have for group 4? One card, please. Thank you. All right, the journal prompt is, what inspires me? I think that goes pretty perfectly too with, you know, what we've been talking about. So Spirit really wants you to answer this question, and you can do that through journaling, written, video, or audio, or just think about it, but really think about what it is that inspires you. What is this deepest calling? Because obviously that's a huge catalyst to so many things that are going to be moving in your life for the rest of 2021. So yeah, so group 4, this is your reading. I really hope you enjoyed this. Please leave me a like and comment as well. And I'm sending you guys so much love and light on your journey. And I will see you guys in the next video.